Hello, my name is Tina Gote Santiago, and I am presenting my community asset map for Rainy School here in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. And the school's social systems are often reliant on their leaders as a resource of information. Therefore, creating an asset map of your school can help you develop an overview of all the local resources, and then support by sharing the information with all stakeholders. A community asset map also helps you identify resources that you can connect students and families within the community, of organizations or businesses that can help meet their unfulfilled needs. And for administrators, it's important that we provide culturally responsive solutions to fulfill these needs as they arise. Here in Puerto Rico, most of the resources that are available are federally funded programs or state funded programs, such as social services, Department of Family, Department of Health, and things like that. So, again, Puerto Rico is really not that big. It's about the size of Manhattan, maybe a little bit bigger than Fort Myers, if you're familiar with the area. So it's about, all the way around, it's about 500 miles. So when you look at this map that's here, when you see the black dots, they are the municipalities that have the basic networks of the resources that I'll be discussing today. So more specifically, I kind of zoomed into my school location, where we're going over the Department of Health, and it also has the resources, for medical assistance. So that includes public mental health resources that can be can assist community members as needed. So it's called the Administration of Services of Health, and the acronym is there, is very long. And then the general information that anybody can call for additional, I put the phone number there. It's important for us to have and be able to reference. In addition, I did mention the Department of Health already, but the program that is offered here in Puerto Rico is actually a public health care sector. It's funded and managed by the government, so the government of Puerto Rico. It's called La Reforma, and what that means it's not just a Medicaid program, but it actually is it goes by your income. Unfortunately, the whole island of Puerto Rico on average is of lower income, so the government has stepped up and provided this as a service. It's kind of, over here, some people maybe reference it as a type of universal health care system, and it ensures that children receive the proper medical care. So actually what they do is, I don't know of anyone, I haven't met anyone that does not have health care. But if they don't, then, again, they're in every municipality, they can just go and help them sign up for it. A lot of it is being done online now, so it's important to have the links for the websites, which I would actually create once I have a stabilized location or school, in order to make sure that it's easy access for whoever may need it. Over here, when it comes to utility service, we know that the power in Puerto Rico goes out quite often. But again, it's also low income. So LUMA is the electrician company that supplies and actually services the island. So what happens here is that there is no other competition. It's one electrical grid, unfortunately, which they're working on. And so they provide additional services. So you call them and you let them know that you're having any challenges paying your bills, and then there are a lot of subsidies that are offered based on your status. So if you're low income, there's subsidies for that. If you're disabled, there's subsidies for that. If you receive like some type of food assistance, there's subsidies for people. So they are charged at a lower rate. In addition, I know that annually they actually do like a forgiveness program where you to basically take your bills, and they've raised money, and they'll pay off some of the service bills that some people may have. So they have a lot of programs here in Puerto Rico for low income, and a great deal of them here do take advantage of it. But it's important to know that these services are available in order to provide the information for any families that may need it. So when it comes to community businesses and involvement, actually this is actually a program that happened in my school last week, where we had a local chiropractor. It was arranged by the science teacher, and she had them come and speak to middle school and high school students as a way of informing them about the scholarships, job opportunities, a career field that they may be interested in. So it's really to try to inspire and motivate them to guide the students into the field of chiropractic as a chiropractitioner. So it's aligned with our mission and our vision to ensure that we are leading students into a career path or into college. So this was a local, again, and this was a doctor here, and he came to the school to speak with the students. He has his own practice, and they're actually also offering scholarships for college or for trade. In Puerto Rico, there is a lot of children that need additional services after the hurricanes that have happened here, the lack of resources. Unfortunately, there are children that have developed disabilities. So or born with disabilities, rather. Let me just clarify that. So there are special programs here that they're mostly located in San Juan, which is about an hour drive from our school. But there's free diagnosis to see what type of disorder that the children may have. And it's to ensure that they're getting the best quality, least restrictive education as possible. So it's actually dealt with when it comes to offering these services. It's obviously dealt with very it's dealt with caution, and make sure that we offer the services for evaluation, to the parents without diagnosing ourselves. So it's ensure that when parents express a concern, we can actually share this information with them. And the next, when it comes to working for a federal institution, there's a program called MWR. It's Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. So this program is actually designed for military families or anyone who has an affiliation with the military, whether it's active duty or retired. So it's a quality of life program. It's they offer a variety of community services. Some of them may be recreational. Some of them are family programs to ensure that the home network it remains solid when they're traveling, or you have an absent parent, things like that. So they've created this in order to help support families that have an affiliation with the military, and they help with when it comes to school. The program, the unit that I work in it's based off of ensuring that the children are cared for while their parents are in active duty, things like that. So it's a very heavily invested program for to help keep the home life stabilized. So in addition to the local community services that are offered and the affiliations that we have within our school, this is on base and it has a lot more resources. So it actually had double resources. So for lack of another way of saying it. Okay, so in Puerto Rico, one of the challenges that have happened is after the earthquakes, after the hurricanes, and so on. One of the things the community concerns have been is housing, having stable housing. So there is some additional resources that are available right now after Hurricane Maria, after the latest hurricane, and the earthquakes and so on. So there are programs that are being created to help with the rebuilding of homes or the repairs and so on. So it's important that we also have an idea of what programs are available. So this is just to highlight one of the programs that are assisting in the rebuilding of homes here in Puerto Rico. And then just to tie it back, the reason for the asset map is it's school leadership standard number 9 states that the community and stakeholder partnerships are high-performing leaders who collaborate with families, businesses, and the community in response to the diverse community interests and needs. And we work effectively within the larger organization and mobilize community resources. So not only is it important for us to know what is available, but that we're actively involved in creating new opportunities. So when it comes to like the asset maps, and when I think about what our community is missing, the asset map helped me identify so some of those things. So there are programs for children and activities and things like that. But what I other than within the base and within the school are like our libraries. So I feel like there's a big lack of access to public libraries here. Where, you know, if you're anywhere in Fort Myers, then you know that all of our libraries are lots of activities, they're very clean, they're very full of different types of reading material, they're very involved in the community. So I think that that's one of our misses. So when I looked at our area and I thought about what we're missing, and that is one of those things. So what I would like to go back and do in my school after reflecting on these things, and actually see how do we actually go about building or getting funding for resources like this. So it kind of sparked a new idea in me. And so overall, from my reflection, is a school community asset map can be utilized as a resource to connect students, teachers, and families with their community to the available means that can aid with the support for students and families in need. This will help to contribute to their ability to thrive with access to the appropriate capital. Now, not only did it do that, it helped me to identify a gap. And it sparked my interest. And so again, I'm going to take this back and see what we can do about helping to build that bridge. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great evening.